Brexiteers and neo-Marxists are destroying UK democracy and liberal values, claims Major. Speaking at the annual One People Oration speech in Westminster Abbey, the former Prime Minister said, "I now fear Britain's traditional liberal attitudes are under threat." He blames political infighting, attack dog special advisors, Tory and Labour extremists vying for control, and a collapse of tolerance in opposing views. He also blames Brexit for exacerbating the problem because it is taking up too much of Parliament's time. He dubbed the voters' decision to leave the EU as a historic blunder in my own view. He added, "Brexit will consume the time of this Parliament and crowd out domestic issues that are crying out for action. It would be better were Parliament free to focus its attention on health, social care, housing, education and transport. But until Brexit has been resolved, which may take years, few, if any, of these subjects will get the attention they deserve." Sir Major believes the infighting over Brexit will damage the UK's parliamentary system as the two parties are fighting each other more intensely than the opposition. He added, "Too often, members of the same party are seen as opponents. These factions, opposing wings of the same party, fight one another more vigorously than they do their opponents. This is potentially destructive to the party system, which is the main operating structure of our democracy. The old political adage, 'My opponents are opposite, my enemies are behind,' is currently apt for both our main parties." The former Conservative leader swiped at the slogans and soundbites being used by today's politicians, calling today's political language a deceit. He said, "A low point was reached when politicians were offered a daily form of words to be trotted out in every interview. This is not only undignified, it is self-defeating. As voters hear our elected representatives uttering puerile slogans instead of explaining policy, it is no wonder if respect for them melts away." He claims this will alienate voters because their day-to-day problems will not be tackled. He said Tony Blair's slogan of "tough on crime, tough on the causes of crime," and Theresa May's "take back control" in this year's general election are memorable examples of pitch-perfect absurdity. The Remainer claims cabinet ministers' young aides are also leaking stories on purpose to create feuds between senior ministers. He also accused them of acquiring unjustified power that has been misused. He concluded, "Having seen our democracy at work over many years, not all is as it could be or should be. When trust in our elected representatives falls, democracy fails." John Major succeeded Margaret Thatcher as Prime Minister in 1990 before losing to Tony Blair's New Labour in 1997 in a crushing defeat.